So about the slow spinny loop. First of all, many friends have a certain cognitive misunderstanding about the slow spinny loop. What is this cognitive misunderstanding? Come, let me test everyone now. I'll say a sentence now. You guys judge if it's right or wrong. When looping a slow spinny loop, the direction of force is primarily upwards, and the trajectory of the looped ball is relatively high. Do you guys think this sentence is correct? Looping the slow spinny loop is overall generating force from bottom to top. And the higher the arc of the looped ball, the better. Then, if I say it's mostly generating force from bottom to top, then what kind of state will this ball be in after it's looped over? Watch, the more I go from bottom to top. First, the arc of this ball will be higher. And what other problem will it have? The ball will be shorter. Look, the more friction you apply from bottom to top, the arc of this ball will be shorter. Look, isn't it? Then if the opponent defends against this kind of ball, not only do they need to hold their hand high to press you down, what else do they have to do? They also have to step in to defend against you. If I defend from here, if the ball the opponent loops is long, I can only use my arm and body to press down on the spot. If the opponent's loop is a bit shorter. Hello, friends. If you think I defend like this, is there still any point to your loop? You have to think for yourself. Slow spinny loop. First, it is for stability. Second, our most crucial point is we want to make the spin of this ball very strong, the placement long, and the arc low, making this ball low, long, and also spinny. Right? This is our ideal slow, spinny loop. We absolutely cannot say that looping this just ball to get it on the table, just to make it spinny, and ignore its length and height. So, if you want to loop a good, slow, spinny loop, you guys can start with a bit more bottom to top motion at first. But what must you add at the end? You must add pressing the arc. Let me show you. If it's directly bottom to top, the ball's arc might be fine, the spin might be there, but it will definitely be high. Then what should we do with this ball? Watch again. I will now do an adjustment for everyone to see. Everyone watch how I loop the ball. Everyone watch, look at my slow loop, right? I'll step back a bit more. Look at what I'm looping for you. I'll make the motion a bit smaller. I'll ignore all my other movements. Everyone watch this. Everyone, look at what I added. What did I add? What did I add? Everyone watch. Do you guys feel it? When I finish looping this ball, it's not like my racket head is pointing up. And that's the end of it. I will also deliberately add what? Deliberately add a forward pressing of the racket head. Motion. What kind of concept is this motion? What are the benefits? First, everyone look, if I directly brush upwards. For example, the brushing time. The brushing distance is from here to here. From pointer to point B is about this long, right? Then if I don't just go up, but at the end I also press forward. Doesn't that mean I go from pointer to point B and then to point C in front? Which means its brushing distance is longer, right? Does that also mean the ball on our racket stays and brushes for a longer time? The stability of the loop passing means it grips the ball better, and the quality of the ball will naturally be spinnier, right? Through this pressing down of the racket head, I can very well suppress its arc. This is also why you see many professional when they loop a slow spin, they almost make their hand look like this. It's precisely to make the looped ball dip down. Because when professional players see a slow loop, if you loop this ball so it dips down, it's very difficult for you to counter loop. So it forces the opponent to just block. Understand, friends? So when everyone goes to loop this slow loop, you must feel like at the very end there is a, see this? A pressing down of the racket head. A pressing down of the racket head. And everyone look, when I press the racket head at the very end. Motion. Where am I pressing towards? I'm not pressing purely downward. I'm pressing forward, right? Then what's the benefit of me pressing forward? While moving forward, I conveniently drag its arc longer. Then in this way, can the ball I loop achieve? Hey, I went from bottom to top, created the spin, created the arc. Then finally, I continue to move forward, right? Press the arc low, creating the length and depth of the ball. Don't think that stopping the motion here is useless. You definitely need to make it go deep. It's more useful. Look friends, it's this feeling. See that? I can loop with a fade. I can loop it however I want. Look, I can loop with a hook. I can loop with a fade. Look, this ball looped over will definitely be very low. So everyone must absolutely dare to add this forward. Downward pressing motion. Let me demonstrate for you again. See that? Here's another one, right? I can loop with a hook, I can loop with a fade, I can also loop with a side swipe. When you loop the ball over like this, how does the opponent defend? Hey, everyone can see how the opponent defends. Defending like this. Look, Why is it easy for them to hit it out of bounds when if your loop ball is low, the contact point for the opponent's defending will be low. If they start defending from here, it's not very easy They can't press it down easily. The ball is already low, and it's so close to the table. Where do they have the space to continue pressing forward and downward? They have no space to press down. What can they do? Right? Only guide it forward. Then if you add a bit more spin to your loop, won't the opponent just pop this ball up out of bounds when will defending? Truly achieve its intended effect, right? Actually, this technique, this motion, whether used on the backhand, or the flick, or the backhand loop is all useful. I'll do a backhand flick for everyone. Look, now many friends' flicks are of low quality. Look, if you flick the ball like this, the ball is both high. Look, it's quite spinny, but the ball doesn't move forward. Everyone, look what I added. Does the ball become spinny and low? The quality is higher. Look, see that? Let's do another one. What did I add, friend? Do you see what I added? After I finished creating friction upwards on the ball, there is also a fast, continuous forward, pressing down of the racket head. So looping is definitely divided into creating the arc, and pressing the arc, two processes. But many friends, you feel you can't grip the ball. It's because you only have the upward arc creation. You don't have the continuous forward arc pressing, because going upward is going from pointer to point B. After going upward, continuing like forward. Going from pointer to point B, then to point C. Is actually the same. Is point A. This is point B. This is point C, right? You have one more point's distance than others. Then finally, the distance the ball brushes on your racket will definitely be longer. The more it can grip the ball, the more it can brush the ball. This is also why it feels like my motion is applying force downwards. Why doesn't the ball hit the net? During my downward motion, I'm simultaneously giving the ball more friction. With more friction, won't this ball's arc be better? Look, right? Let's open it up. Will it randomly hit the net? It won't, right? It won't randomly hit the net. Hey, it's the same for my backhand loop. For the backhand loop Many friends loop like this. Look, 1, 2, They just finish this and it's gone. Isn't it like after looping this, you feel your motion? Then what should be added? Everyone look, continue forward. See that? Create the arc, press the arc, look, create the arc, press the arc, create the arc, press the arc, right? Create, press. Create the arc, press the arc, create the arc, press the arc. Let me create the arc. See that, friends? Firstly, it prolongs your friction time. Friction distance. Secondly, it takes the depth and length of your loop, including its trajectory, and lengthens and lowers them all. Then your slow spinny loop is looped well,